If passive dividend income is what you're after, then this may be of interest. Another month, 4 companies paid me last month in dividends in my stocks and shares ISA. Stick around, let's have a look, see how well we did. Welcome to Destination Wealth. October, fairly good month for dividends for me. 4 companies paid me. We're going to have a look now to see what those 4 companies were, how much each one of those paid me, how many shares of each company I owned, whether I'm in profit on those companies overall or whether I'm not. And we're going to have a look then to see how October this year compares to October last year and where we are on track for beating the whole year in passive dividend income in the stocks and shares ISA for 2025. The first company that paid me in the stocks and shares ISA last month, was VUSA. Now, not strictly a company, not a company at all. VUSA is basically the S&P 500. So it's an ETF. It's an ETF that we can buy in the UK, and it's basically the top 500 companies in the US to get that overall exposure, bit of diversification and some dividends as well. So VUSA paid me in October £16.20. VUSA, I own 73 shares, and my book cost, so what that's cost me to buy all those 73 shares in the beginning, was £6,076, and to date the value of that ETF is £7,152, so a gain of £1,075. Now some of that gain will be the dividends that's gone in, the rest will be capital gains, the stock price going up. Pretty good for that one. VUSA pays dividends 4 times a year, every quarter. The second stock that paid me dividends in October was one of my favorites, Games Workshop. Now, Games Workshop is the miniatures manufacturer all over the world, massive intellectual property, pay really good dividends. Not a huge one this month, as it was only an interim, but Games Workshop paid me £28.60. Games Workshop, in the ISA, I own 62 shares of that company, and I have a book cost of £5,508, and the current value of those stocks is £9,548. Really nice gain on that. Again, some of that is dividends, some of that is capital gain, stock appreciation. Total gain for that is £4,044 from when I bought the company, and I've bought them in stages over a period of time. Plus, the dividends have been reinvested as well, so there's that to factor in. Third stock that paid me dividends in October in the ISA was Greggs, the UK bakery store. They've had a tough time over the last year. You know, the stocks have kind of plummeted. They've gone in the last year. I'll show you this chart here. So from this 1 year chart, 12 months, we went from 26.68, huge drop in January, another drop in March, then we came up a bit, and then it's declined ever since May. 12 months ago, 26.68, we're now down to 15.50, a 41% decline in 12 months. Massive decline. But I still hold this stock, and I've been buying some more because Greggs aren't going anywhere. They go through this cycle of huge profits to then not so much, and then once there's even a little bit of a jitter in their profits or sales, the stock takes a massive hit, but it usually comes back, which you can see if you look at their max chart from 2000, the last 25 years. You can see these peaks and troughs. Nothing to worry about. Good buying opportunity at the moment. It's a P of 10. I'll probably be stocking up on more of those. Greggs paid me £122.17 in October. I hold 650 shares of Greggs in the ISA, and the book cost overall, those shares have cost me £9,680, and they're worth £10,055. So giving me a gain of 374, which doesn't sound like much. It's because of these massive drops. I'm still in profit on them, so I'm just going to keep buying them. And every time these stocks pay me dividends, all I do is just automatically reinvest those straight back into stocks that have paid me, giving me more and more shares. The fourth stock that paid me dividends in October was Gore Energy Storage Fund. This one, again, I've had a bit of a tough time, but I feel like they're turning a corner and they should start coming back. Gore Street paid me £32.92 in October. Not a huge amount again. Gore Street, I own 2,195 shares at a book cost of £2,067. So Gore Street are actually up on the year. So from this 1 year chart, you can see that there's actually a 15% increase in the last year, but stretched it out to 5 years, and I've owned them more than a year, you can see it paints a slightly different picture. There's a peak price around September of £1.23, and we're now running at 61 pence. A 43% decline since then. But again, I feel these are going to come back. They've got a huge dividend yield of 6.5%, and they're a fund, so that should just keep going. Book cost of 2,067, value now of £1,325, so a loss of 741. Not great, but I'll just keep holding a small part of my portfolio. That combined, all of those stocks together paid me in October £199.89. Now if we have a look at the monthly progress of the ISA, if you look at this little chart here, you can see October last year in dividends, £140.51. Probably not the same stocks, maybe a couple of them, but they tend to drop into different months. So £140.51 there, and £199.89 this month. So a good £50 more. Not huge amounts, but going in the right direction. But the most important part of this is we've already surpassed last year. So we're now running at a total of £2,433.95 for the year for the first 10 months. January to October, we've still got November and December to come, which I get paid dividends every single month. We should, well, I say that, didn't have any dividends in June, but pretty certain we've got some coming in November and December. So we're already ahead of last year by £400, which is great. At a running monthly average of £243.40, ahead of last year, which was £169.54. All looking good in the ISA. Just keep reinvesting those dividends. I've bought a couple more stocks in the ISA as well this month, November, when I'm recording this, beginning of November. So we'll go through those at the end of this month when we do November's report. But all looking good. I'll do another video on the SIP, which is a slightly bigger amount in the SIP, to see what companies paid me in that. Some of them are the same, a couple of extra ones. But if you want to see what it was like when I hit over £2,000 in passive dividend income in 1 month, which was just an incredible amount. I couldn't believe that I got paid that much. All was reinvested back into the same stocks. Then check this video out next.